Let's talk about something that drives a lot of business owners crazy. You've just launched your first Google Ads campaign, and you're kind of left wondering, okay, now what? What's actually supposed to happen in these first 30 days? Let's get into it.
So, picture this. You've decided to really invest in growing your business. You've got a brand new Google Ads campaign up and running, and you're watching that dashboard, just waiting for something to happen.
And you know, things seem to be happening. The budget is being spent, you can see people are clicking on your ads. I mean, on the surface, it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. But then, reality sinks in. And that's the feeling right there. That's what sinks so many campaigns. You are paying for all this traffic, but none of it is turning into real paying customers. And you're just left wondering, did I just throw all this money down the drain?
This is so incredibly common that we have a name for it. We call it the money pit problem. It's that huge, frustrating gap between seeing activity on a screen and seeing actual results for your business.
And here's the really crucial part. When those calls don't come in right away, what do most people do? They decide Google Ads is just a waste of money and they shut the whole thing down, sometimes within a few weeks. But what if the problem isn't Google Ads itself? What if it's our expectation of how it's supposed to work?
And that brings us to the biggest misunderstanding that causes all this frustration in the first place. It's what I call the instant results myth.
The thinking behind it makes perfect sense, right? I mean, people are on Google right now, searching for the exact service you offer. So it seems logical that the second you turn your ads on, your phone should just start ringing. The expectation is this straight line from spending money to making money. But the reality? Well, it looks a whole lot different, especially at the beginning.
So here is a much better way to think about it. That first month, it's not about building the finished house, getting the booked jobs. It is all about pouring a solid, unshakable concrete foundation that everything else gets built on. Because without it, the whole structure is going to collapse.
Now, this whole foundation building period actually has a technical name. It's called Google's learning phase. And you'll literally see that word learning right next to your campaign status. That's not a bug or a problem. It is a critical, absolutely essential feature.
Let's break down those first 30 days. It really happens in two stages. The first 1 to 2 weeks are all about automated learning. This is where Google's computers are doing all the heavy lifting. Then, around week 3 and 4, the job switches over to initial analysis. That's where we, the humans, come in and start making sense of all the data Google just collected.
I'm going to be honest with you, that first 2-week period can feel pretty chaotic. Your daily ad spend is going to be all over the place, your costs might look way too high, and yeah, you'll get clicks, but probably very few that are actually qualified calls. This is completely 100% normal. It's the uncomfortable but necessary price you have to pay to get the data you need to succeed later on.
So what is actually happening behind the scenes? Well, Google is basically running hundreds of tiny experiments. It's testing all these different search terms, different types of audiences, different devices, and even times of day, all to figure out who is most likely to actually become your customer. It's learning what works, and just as important, it's learning what doesn't work.
Okay, so once you get through that initial data gathering storm, you move into the second half of the month. And this is where that initial investment really starts to turn into business intelligence.
By about the third week, you finally collected enough raw data to start the real work. See, all that money you spent in the first 2 weeks, it wasn't wasted. It was an investment. You were buying data. And now you get to use that data to start plugging the leaks in your budget. And this is where the magic really happens. You go into your reports and you look at what people actually typed into Google. You see a search like emergency plumber Dallas led to a booked job. Awesome. We're going to keep that and invest more there. But then you see clicks from searches like how to fix leaky faucet, that's a DIYer, or plumbing jobs, that's a job seeker. You paid for those clicks. The action here is simple but so powerful. You block those wasteful words so you never ever spend a single dollar on them again.
So, as you wrap up that first month, it's time to redefine what success actually looks like. It's not about how much profit you made, it's about how solid that foundation is that you've just built.
So let's ask that question again. What did you actually pay for? It wasn't a flood of new customers on day one. Nope. You paid for something way more valuable for your long-term growth.
You paid for clarity. You've identified and blocked more than 15 types of search terms, keywords that would have just quietly drained your budget for months if you hadn't found them.
So your 30-day foundation is built of some really valuable, tangible assets. You now have a short, powerful list of keywords that you have proven will make your phone ring.
You have a very clear list of keywords that just waste your money. And you have an ad message that you know grabs the attention of the right kind of people.
And that right there is the key takeaway. The data you buy in month 1 is the asset that unlocks your profit in months 2 and 3. This foundation is what lets you grow with confidence, knowing that every single dollar you spend is being spent smarter than the last.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. At the end of that first month, don't ask yourself, did my ads make a profit? Instead ask, are my ads smarter? Because if the answer is yes, then you are absolutely on the right track for real, long-term success.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. For more practical insights that can help you grow your business, make sure you subscribe. And of course, if you want some expert help turning those clicks into actual calls and book jobs, you can learn more about us over at Proper Marketers.